Hi, my name is Michael Jean. I am a junior, class of 2022, and I am studying broadcasting and minoring in theater. The reason why I am enrolled in Oswego is because I, for the first, for the first time I stepped onto Oswego, it was very vibrant and very friendly, and the staff I met and the students I met were very nice to me, and I just felt a different kind of community sense when I got to Oswego. So that's the reason why I got here, and I'm really enjoying my time here in Oswego.
My name is Zikake Kong. I'm a first semester senior, class of December 2021. My major is information science with a minor in digital humanities. And I picked Oswego I came here as a transfer student last school year. When I was looking for majors and looking for schools, Oswego was like the first choice. So when I did like the tour and the orientation, I feel like, yeah, this Oswego like the one I'm going to stick with. So ever since stepping foot on campus September 2019, it was a very pleasant experience. So I got to meet um, a wide range of people and students and faculty, and I feel at home.
Hi, my name is Zaya. I am a public relations major and I'm a junior. And the reason why I chose to come to Oswego is because actually I was stuck between our rival school, Plattsburgh, and here. And I heard a lot of things about Oswego in terms of like they had a good journalism program and they had a good business program. And when I first got here, I was actually interested in like their school of business. So I wanted to be a marketing major, but now I'm a public relations major. Well, personally for me as a Black student in the PWI, Black History Month really showcases, in my opinion, and not just like here in Oswego, but just in general of how diverse Black people are in terms of like arts, literature, movies, everything. Like you're able to see in 1 month people on social media just show like all of the things that Black people have been doing for years. Um, and blessed to be a part of the Black Student Union in terms of the creation of it and also just being a part of it as an e-board and once like a committee member and seeing how they're able to create programs every single, like almost every single day. Or, well, I think this year we're doing like Monday and Wednesdays, but we're able to show within those like 2 days or like every day or just like any program you attend the beauty in which Black people are able to discuss certain topics and not like the slavery topics that you often hear about. Like we're talking about, you know, the Black people that you like, Black people that you see on campus that have businesses, Black people that do photography. And Sika actually does photography. And like we showcase these things where it's like it's just it's amazing because you often hear stereotypes about us, but like come to these programs and you see we're not the stereotypes that's pressed upon
I
us.
feel like Black History Month for me, it's that month alone is like a way for me to delve into like the history, but also delve into like what Black people are doing currently. Because there's, like Zaya said earlier, there's so many Black people that are doing so many different things on a wide range, things like literature, arts, theater, but also there's some that have own businesses and there's some that are historians. So I feel like that month alone is a good way to showcase what we're doing and the work that we're doing, that will continue on for generations and generations. And I feel like being a part of the Black Student Union as an e-board member, it's a good way to express those ideas and also see what's going on in the black community, especially in Oswego. It's a good way for students to see and the different programs that come out of it. Because I remember watching the BSU variety show last year. It was spectacular. Just a lot of talent, a lot of knowledge, especially like in all month of February. It was a good way just to see what our students are doing.
To me, Black History Month is just just a month just to represent who we are and what kind of community do we are and what do we show. And like both of them said, it shows the history and what do we have to bring. And I just think that, of course, every month we're supposed to be celebrating our own, background. But I feel like this month specifically focuses on just like the history about everything and just like focus on the brighter side of issue of our racial background rather than what society has brought upon us. And to me, like in Oswego, I had so many experiences which I'm very proud to be a part of. I got to be in these programs and I got to see everything, and it was just very confident just to see just the community come together and make a program, and everyone's happy and everyone's just having a good time and getting the memories. Um, Oswego is the first place I've ever been to like completely dominantly white because I grew up in Brooklyn and I never got exposed to a different racial group before. So when I got here, it was different, of course, and I got to talk to a lot of people and understand where they come from and just go back and forth and just learning within each other. So I think Oswego is very special. Like, but it's not like fully diverse, but there's a lot of students here where I can talk to and just learn from them. It's a very good experience I had so far.
Right now, we're planning on ways to do virtual programs. For Black History Month, we're gonna have Monday, Wednesday programs. We're also gonna be collabing with some different orgs during the month. As far as the variety show, we're gonna try to do a little like virtual program to like in replace of it, because of course we can't do like the full-fledged in person variety show, but we're gonna find ways to still incorporate those activities into the virtual platform.
Our first program is spiritualism in the Black community. So I'm excited for that because we're not just teaching about like, because most people you hear like a Black person is like religious, you hear Christianity, but we're talking about like Santeria, which is like Hispanic, it's a Hispanic religious practice, voodoo, like we're teaching a bunch, okay? So I'm excited for that. But as for the variety show, yeah, it's in the works.
And I find myself always being the only Black male in the class, or just like out of the two, or like in a small group. Um, it can be uncomfortable sometimes, but at the same time, it brings you, I don't know, like awareness of everything while you're sitting there and learning and seeing your peers. Um, it does, it can be daunting sometimes, and it can be like I'm alone and everything. But at the same time, it just also, to me, how I view it, is like it brings you a lot of power because like, hey, I'm here, I'm representing Black students, and I'm here in the class just to show that I'm here to be successful and just to just get what you need and then go.
Okay, so I feel like as being one of the only students in like in a STEM major, especially in a lot of my classes, I'm maybe like one of 3 students that are of color. So I feel like it's inspiring, but also it may be a little daunting at first, because I remember like first thing on the class, being one of the only students of color, it's like, oh, this is a different environment to what I'm used to. Cause I was used to going to high school and going to community college with people that, from different groups that mostly looks like me for the most part. So when coming to Oswego and taking, one of my classes in my major and being one of the only few people of color, it made me it gave me more of a drive to just push, because I know that, the field that I'm going into, there's not many people that look like me. So at least, pushing myself to get up there. So that way, when other students want to come to us, we're going to say, hey, you're trying to do this major. I did it too. And there's, you can do it as well. There's, it's possible. So I feel like, students shouldn't be scared. It may be, scared. They may be scared at first and fearful at first, but as long as, they know that there's people, that went to Oswego that, that did what we did, they can, have the courage to do those majors and do those classes and to also attend programs, no, with confidence.
To tackle off of what Nsika said, just showing them that like the more people we have going to these PWIs, like people that look like us, the more it just shows that like, because there's a lot of adversities, and there's a lot of sometimes you go into these classrooms and like you're one of the few Black kids, and it's the way you speak might be different, or the way that you code switch, it might be new to some of these people, and it's like for some it might feel overwhelming to have to like prove yourself as that Black kid to like, I guess be at the top, or you feel like you have to achieve more. And that's what it is when you go to a PWI as like a person of color. You feel like you have to prove yourself consistently. But it brings me joy because I'm also from Brooklyn. So it brings me joy when I go back to my neighborhood and like there's people that see me and that are younger than me, and they feel inspired that like, oh, I went to a PWI, because usually some Black kids, they want to go to a HBCU, and for some it's like me going to a PWI inspires them to like, despite feeling uncomfortable with some of the things that you may face at a PWI, I still go. This is my 3rd year and I'm still here, like despite all of this stuff that's been going on, like I'm still here. And that's a message that I would give to anybody wanting to come to Oswego. Like, just remind yourself why you're here. Because at the end of the day, it's like being at this PWI, this is sometimes how it's going to look when you go into some of these career fields. Like sometimes you're going to be the only Black person. You're going to have to prove yourself much more than your white counterparts. And you're going to have safe spaces like ASO, like BSU, like CSA, like all of the Alana orgs that were created so that you can sit here and vent if you want. So it may be scary at first, but always know you got a safe haven.
I found that like being in Australia, it made me more aware of who I am and how powerful I can be, and like because I grew up here and it's not a lot of representation from different racial groups, and just when you're up in Oswego, it just gives you just more awareness about who you are, and I really do appreciate that, and I feel like I don't think I can ever take away that experience because it did shape me to who I am today.
Basically, whatever you're doing in life or in college or in general, do it because you want to do it. Don't feel like you have to do it just because somebody said this or somebody said that. There's going to be a lot of people in life that are going to tell you, oh, you should do this, you should major in this, you should go to this job, you should do this major, you should join that organization, and those things happen. So as long as you muster up the courage to say, I'm gonna do it because I want to. This is something that I want to do, and this is something that I came up with. Let me go out there and do it, so that so someone else can feel inspired to do the same thing. It's like almost like a domino effect. Because once someone starts doing that, everybody else will start doing it too. They won't feel like they're gonna have to be weighted down by mental chains that they have to do this because someone told them they have to. Do it because you want to do it. And if you come in the spring semester, it's gonna be the same thing in the fall, but keep that courage and keep that drive so that way, coming out of spring 2021, you get that 4.0 GPA. Let's do it.
Be sure to come to BSU programs Wednesday and Mondays this month for Black History Month. We're going to be educating people on a lot of different things, all things Black, basically. Everybody is welcome to be educated. Reminder, this is a safe space, so don't try to come in, making it not a safe space. Like actually, respect what people are saying. Don't, and also anybody that would like to come here, or anybody that feels, like they're ready to give up as like a person of color, as a Black person, don't give up. Like there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you were placed here. There's a reason why you're still here. There's a reason why you're going to continue to like, push through despite any obstacle. Like there's a reason why you went here. You're guided in a right path. Remember, there's other people that look like you that are willing to help you, that are willing to guide you in the right direction that you can go to. There's plenty of organizations that provide a safe space for people of color to speak and speak their mind safely. So yeah.
Last year was a mess, um, but you can come in stronger, and I know we can all do it if you just put our mind to it. And don't be afraid if you need to ask for help. There's always a lot of organizations, there's counseling, there's people you can talk to. So if you do need help or you just want to talk, there's always people there for you. And I know we can all do it, and we'll come out of 2021 spring semester very strong.